All right, so welcome to this training video by the Hyperlocal Real Estate Agent, because we are going to dive in today on how to generate leads with Google for free. So if you are a real estate agent and you are looking a way for you to lead gen, but you don't want to invest in difficult to use or expensive systems quite yet, this one might be the perfect answer for you. It will require a little bit of setup. However, everything is done within Google, which is 100% free. So let's dive in. And what we're going to do is we are actually going to build it backwards. So we're going to start with going into our Google account. You need to be signed in. I'm assuming you do have a Google account. So we're going to skip over that part. If you do need help on setup, you can always comment below, and I sure can point you to a different video for that. But for this part here, we are gonna go ahead and there's two ways. We can go into docs or we can go into sheets. And so for example, for docs, what you could do is you could have a document that you created, let it be an ebook, a guide, a 10-step list of what to do with when buying a home, 10 tips for first-time home sellers. So there's different things you could use it for. Let's see if I have a sample one that we can maybe utilize. It's not scrolling there. Let's go with this one. So this one here, for example, was a e-brochure, a little property brochure that I had created for an open house. And I said there is information in here on the neighborhood, for example, learn about the neighborhood, about the property, just some pictures. So you can really, you can talk about whatever you want. But let's say we're gonna use this one. And we wanna offer people this one instantly when they submit for with their email and a name, for example. So there on that share button is something that will generate for us a link, okay? So this part here is your final destination. So the first thing you want to do, I personally just think it's easier this way. You want to make sure more link sharing. I personally would be okay. Anyone with a link can view it. No sign-in required on it because it is only the first step of what we're going to do. So save. Okay, so copy the link copied. I do suggest that you put it somewhere. Let's see if we'll use new one. All right, I'm just gonna copy the link and I'm gonna put it in like a note file for me to use for later. I don't think my screen is sharing that part, but that's all I'm doing. I'm just, if you want to put it in a Word document for a minute, just so you have it, all good. So copy that link. So then, done, we want to go back. And this one too, if you have, let's see, if you have a vendor list, let me go over that part, or some sort of, document that you have in Excel. You have Sheets right here. I'm on a Mac, so mine is called Sheets, the Google Sheets. Okay. So you could, for example, let's see if I have one. This one here, and let it load up. And if you have a share feature, it's the same principle. Okay, anyone with the link can view. So you just copy that link, put it somewhere. We're going to use that later. All right, so now we want to get to the part of actually building what drives our traffic, how we can generate a lead, because for us to generate a lead, what we need to do is we need to find a way for them to give us the contact information. And the reason that I do not put people directly to that link to just say, hey, sign in to access it, is because I did not give them any value. So if I don't give people value, my sign-in rate is probably going to be pretty low. It's probably gonna be pretty crummy. So what I wanna do is I wanna click on the left side, and then it says here, docs, sheets, slides, forms, and I like to build a form. So I'm gonna click on form. And what we want is a contact information form. It's just an easy way to work on that part. So the contact information form, you have here a couple of templates in the template gallery. You want to select contact information template, just a template, and it lets you customize what you want to, offer. So I would not say here contact information. Okay. This one, for example, the ultimate vendor list trusted by your neighbors in, then just enter your town or your city. For example, if you're looking at a vendor list. This one here, up next, you want to talk about the list a little bit to give them benefits. What are they going to get? Talk about that in the most amount of detail. No more looking on the internet for a plumber. Neighborhood trusted. I'll get a list of neighborhood trusted businesses. I would, again, keep going on it a little bit, get some paragraphs in there, some bullet points. That's a lot of copywriting stuff that I'm not covering in this video. I do have an amazing book recommendation for that, and I'll make sure I'll link that one below for you. So this one, just describing the benefits, and I wouldn't make it super long, but some benefits in here. And then I also recommend, if you click on image, you can upload some images. Let's see, Google image search. Let's see if I type in plumber, just to get a couple, images to break it up. Insert. There you go. You don't have to give it a title, just something to break it up a little. You can resize it. It's really easy to do. So if you want to have a little bit of text, then break it up with an image. Scroll down a little. And then I would make sure that, you lead them to them. If like you want the list, go ahead. You can request it right now below. And then it will ask them for their name. So let's title it first name, short answer. This little toggle bar here makes this one a requirement. So if they want the list, they need to enter their first name. And then their email. Obviously, this is something we want, so leave that in there. It needs to be required. So they want to make sure it's a valid one. And then this, personally, the address, I think if they ask for one in a specific area and they give you a name, could be a first name and a last name you're requiring, or just the first name, you should be able to kind of look at the email. Maybe you can figure out where they live and then market to them. But if you already have an email, it's a start for you to start marketing. to them to build the trust and establish the relationship. So personally, let's delete this phone number. If I'm looking for a vendor list or, just guides and tips, I would not ask for a phone number at this point because I have not established enough trust with that person for them to say, hey, here's my cell phone. It wouldn't, I personally wouldn't do it. And I don't think there's any comments I need to add either. So I'm going to take that. So that image, I would make this, a little bit more enticing than what it is right now. I take that actually. So this does not have to be a lot. This can be, 2-3 paragraphs, and it needs to just really speak to them of what they want. Because if they're coming to you for a vendor list, then that is most likely because they have an immediate need for something. So if you can really focus on the immediate need, a trusted plumber, a licensed electrician with the best rates in town. If you're looking for, guides that you're offering, look at the 10 mistakes first-time home buyers make. Read this list so you are prepared before making an offer. Something along those lines that is to the point. This is not about you. This is just really for them to find what they're looking for and exchanging their email for that information. It is the start of a relationship. You are look at it from a perspective of marriage. The best comparison I received was that you are looking to start dating somebody. You're getting to know them. They're getting aware of you. Now they know that you have something to offer. They're interested. Now you can start building that relationship. They're not quite there yet to be working with you. This is just to demonstrate. And if you can have some live testimonials of this, your name, this list was recommended by, and then your name. And we are super happy that we went with the recommendations because everything worked out, and we are super pleased with the, electrician that came in to fix our lights. So there is testimonials you could add as well, a paragraph for that. And then what I recommend here, which is your header, is if you are going on the, customize theme, you get to customize it so you can work on the colors, and you can also work on that banner right here. So let me get something real quick pulled up. I want to make sure we got the correct design. So now I had saved it, but I gotta, I think, grab another. Let me just take a picture of something I'm gonna use. There's another one. All right, back we go. So customized theme is that little paint palette looking like thing. So we're going to click on it, and then it says here header, which is right now where that green, camera speech bubble thing is. It says image upload. So I want to upload it. Browse the computer, make sure it's somewhere on your computer. Select the one you're looking for. And it is currently okay. So this one I would need to adjust it just because I can't fit all of it. All right, this is not the correct dimensions. So we're gonna make it the correct dimensions. Google form header dimensions 1600 by 400 are the current ones. So now you know it's 1600 by 400. All right, let's go back here. I'll create a new one real quick. Custom dimensions, 1600 by 400. All right. And give me a second, I'm just gonna adjust some of the sizes here. So we have that all. A couple more minutes. I did not know it was a different dimension, so we're gonna work on that. Okay. I have to make that a little smaller. All right, that'll work right now. Oh, that's the, okay. So let's get that one screenshotted for a second. All right, perfect. All right, so we're gonna clear that one. We're gonna upload a new one that should fit the dimensions better. There it is. Uploading. All right, that is looking much better. So upload. And again, this can be whatever you want. It should just be in theme with what you are offering. And you see it automatically adjusted the background colors based on, the color it detects there. Personally, I think it looks a lot better than the green. So I am, you can play around with it if you want. Obviously this one, I think it's great. You can, like I said, change it with whatever you want, but personally I like that one. So let's see if we're going into the preview mode, for example, what would it look like, right? Very simple, straightforward, answering 2 questions to get what they're looking for. So that's all good on that end. So what I want to do, because once they submit, I want to make sure that they are getting to the correct part. So if you click on the setting one, you have general. So we're going to collect emails. We are not restricting it to the users in your organization. And I would also not limit it to one response, because if they, requested it, but now they didn't know where it went, so they want to request it again, I think they should be able to. And then the presentation is where you have a confirmation message. This one said, thanks for submitting your contact info. Well, that doesn't sound very good. So the first thing I would do is I would change that to thanks for requesting, and then whatever it is you're offering. Let's see. Even like for, you can go down and target even like a neighborhood. So town, city, or even a neighborhood. If you're using it on mailers, it might be a good idea. And I do teach a lot of that one on how to use farming mailers to lead generate extensively. So this one oops, go back, sorry, click too fast. Thanks for requesting a vendor list. You can access it. Oh, I'm capitalizing, I'm yelling, I'm sorry. We don't want to yell at people. You can access it instantly here. And then now remember the first thing we got on the document. This is the wrong document because I did an e-brochure, but that's okay. So remember we had saved that document. So one of the things you could do is you can simply paste it. Doesn't look very good, is what I personally think. So my recommendation is you either use, you can use the integrated link shortener that Google is offering. However, I'm a big fan of bit.ly, which is www.bit.ly, which is a link shortening, and you can sign up for a free account as of right now, and it lets you customize the extension after the backslash. So if you are looking, and I can do another training in this one as well, if you're looking to customize a link, it looks a lot better than a bunch of gibberish letters. I would personally not trust that. I would want to make sure it goes to something that I actually requested. So bit.ly/vendor list, I don't know, and then your town or something. And if you already used it to drive people to the first landing page, maybe you want to have vendor list your town and then just one. Okay, so hopefully that way you have a way to distinguish between one. So I would make the regular one, this one here that you're looking at, and then the one that is the actual link, I would probably just title it 1. So save. And that's it. So then you can use that as a landing page. It's 100% free. You can go ahead and dive deeper into forwarding the emails for the sign-ins to your CRM. You can go in manually and take those out, once a week, once a day, however many times you need to go in there. And then you have a free landing page built in Google for somebody to drive traffic to it. Like I said, the setup is a little bit more complicated for the integrations, but it is an easy way. Once you've built it once, you don't have to do anything with it again. I hope it was helpful. And if you are looking to get more tips or tricks on how to lead generate on a real estate level, let me know. My name is Janine Sasso, and I am the owner and founder of the Hyperlocal Real Estate Agent, where we are discussing neighborhood marketing strategies that are pushing you forward and making you and your business better step by step so you can impact more people, change more lives, and make more money. Take care, guys.